Hey everyone, welcome to another week of Yoga with Abby. So for this week, going to keep it a little bit calm. This is a flow that's really great to do whether you're in a hot room, whether you're in a cooler room, whatever kind of temperament that you're in, to let your muscles really open up. This will really get your spine and your glutes feeling activated, but then you're using that activation, that warmth, to help open up your spine, to help open up your shoulders, and to open up your hips. So all the good things. Take what you need. You can make this as intense or as restorative as you want. If you want to maybe do this even 2 times or rewind and take another section over again, go for it. You do what feels right to you. You can make this as long or as short as you want. Just take what you need. I included a little bit of a tutorial for the pose that all of the warmth and activation is helping to open you for, but always feel free to skip it and just go right into your flow. Let's get to it.
Coming into focus pose of the week, Viparita Salabhasana, so full locust pose. This is really going to take a lot from our biceps and deltoids as well as our pectoralis muscles. It's going to help lengthen your entire front line. It's really going to bring your abdominal wall and your quads into the game as well as your hamstrings. So much good stuff here. Go ahead and lower onto your belly. Bring your hands long by your sides and then bring your palms to the mat. So you're going to bring your hands underneath your quads, underneath your thighs. So you're going to you're going to shimmy your hands underneath. You might even have to wiggle from one side to the other until your hands are underneath your thighs, palms still on the mat, maybe even your pinkies come to touch. So this is really going to have you hunched in. You're going to feel a lot of compression here, but it's a great thing. Bring your chin to the mat to help protect your neck muscles. We're going to do this one leg at a time first. Inhale, lift your right leg up, point in your right toes. Try to point up and back, and then bring that down. We're just stretching it out. We're just doing this one leg at a time before we go full. Go ahead and lift your left leg now. Point your left toes up and back. Really claw your fingers into the mat to help you recruit from your biceps and your deltoids. Exhale, lower down. If your hands came out a little bit, go ahead and bring them underneath. Now bring your mouth to the mat and then inhale, full locust. Point your toes, both sets of toes up and back. Really try to bicep curl into the mat. Keep using your quad muscles and then exhale, lower down. Go ahead and bring your hands out from underneath you just to give yourself a little bit of a break because this is a lot. And an alternate version that you can do is keeping your arms free from being underneath you. So still bring your palms towards the ground and keeping your mouth on the mat. And then inhale, lift your legs out for locust pose, but your arms are free. Press your palms into the mat and really tuck your tailbone to help you not curl too much through your low spine. Engage your legs, zip up your inner thighs to help you recruit instead of using your arms bicep curling into the mat. This is a really hard pose, so take your time practicing. All right, let's go ahead and get on our knees. We're going to start in child's pose, Balasana. Go ahead and bring your big toes to touch, knees really wide, and then just stretch your hands towards the front of the mat and just breathe. Sink your hips down towards your heels as you just feel your spine decompress here. If you want, you can always have your hands on maybe a stack of books or a block on each hand to help you open up in your back line a bit more. On your next exhale, go ahead and walk your hands over towards the right, keeping your hips square towards your heels. Maybe even bring your left hand on top of your right, stretch through your left side body. Keep breathing here. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, walk your hands over towards the left. Maybe your right hand comes on top of left. Stretching through that right side body, but keeping both hips really cemented towards your heels. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. And then go ahead and take an exhale here, decompress. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Awesome. Just Feel yourself root into all four corners, actually 6 corners if your toes are tucked here, of your tabletop. And then on your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Your right leg is in line with your right hip. Exhale, fishtail pose. Draw your right toes over outside the left side of your mat. So your torso is squared front, your shoulders are still front, but you feel a huge opening in the right side of your body, especially as you press your right toes into the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, lift your left leg up this time. Exhale, fishtail pose over towards the right side of your mat. Left toes to the right, keeping your torso and shoulders square forward. You are feeling this in your left IT band most likely, but keep breathing here. Keep letting fresh oxygen come in to help you open up. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, tabletop. On your next inhale, cat pose. Drop your belly, let your gaze and tailbone come high. Feel your hips opening up here. Feel your shoulders smiling open. Exhale, cat pose. Press deep into your hands. Curl your back line up towards the sky. Maybe even rock a little bit back and forth just to help open up a little bit more. On your next inhale, come to cow. Exhale, cat. Do a couple more rounds of this at your own pace, really feeling your thoracic spine open up. Always the option to maybe even rock a little bit back and forth as you come into your cat and cow. On your next inhale, come to a neutral tabletop, and then exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe take a second to bend deep into one knee and then the other. And then on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, take teeny tiny steps, walk your feet behind your hands, coming into a forward fold. Go as slow as you can, just making this really intense here. On your next inhale, slowly rise, bringing your arms up like you're coming into mountain, and then exhale, stand at attention, Samastiti. Doing a couple rounds. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Go ahead and take some deep breaths here just to center before we move on. All right, from stand at attention, hands at heart center. Inhale, come up to that mountain pose, Tadasana. Go ahead and press down in your feet. Squeeze your kneecaps up towards your face. Feel your front line come to the party. And then slightly tuck your tailbone to protect your low spine. Spiral your pinkies in towards each other. Bring your hands to a steeple grip. Point your fingers pointed up. Exhale, hot half moon over towards the right. Draw your hands to the right, but send your hips to the left. Draw your top left shoulder onto your back. Create space for your neck. Keep yourself straight here. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hot half moon over towards the left. When I say keep yourself straight, it means pretend like you're in between two panes of glass. You're not leaning forward, but you're not leaning back. You are exactly going over to the side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, standing back bend. Draw your fingers towards the back of your room. Now slightly tuck your tailbone. Press down into your heels to protect your low spine. Send your gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale, come back to standing. Keep your grip. Exhale, forward fold with as flat of a back as you can manage, keeping that steeple grip working towards the ground. Once your hands come to the ground, release your hands for hands to feet pose. Slide your fingers underneath your heels. Bend in your elbows to bring your torso towards your thighs. Bend in your knees even. Tuck your chin to your chest. Send your forehead towards your knees. Breathe here as your entire front line is compressed. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it going. You've got this. On your next exhale, bring your hands back to that steeple grip, and then inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Exhale, stand at attention, Samastiti, hands at heart center. We're going to do this one more time, breath to movement. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hot half moon over to the right. Hands come to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hot half moon to the left. Send your hips to the right, hands to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, standing back bend. Send your fingertips back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold, flat back, and then release your hands for hands to feet pose. Holding this just for a couple breaths here. See if you can bring your forehead towards your knees even more. Compress that front line. Keep bending in your elbows, or maybe even wrap your forearms behind your calves if you have the space. Help yourself to fold in. Feel the compression here. The compression is necessary to help our bodies flush out. On your next exhale, bring your hands back to your steeple grip, and then inhale, rise all the way back up to stand at attention. Exhale, release your hands to your sides. All right, from stand at attention, we're coming into awkward series. So bring your feet hip width apart, hands come long in front of you, palms facing down. Plug your shoulders onto your back here, nice open chest. We are keeping them here for all three awkward series. So awkward series part 1, bend in your knees, send your hips down and back like you're coming into chair pose as you keep your arms reaching forward. Press down into all 4 corners of your feet and then tuck your tailbone under as you send your navel to the back of your spine. Beautiful job. Keep breathing here. Squeeze in your glutes to help you bring your balance here. Inhale, rise back up. Now go ahead and come to the balls of your feet, straight spine here. Exhale, awkward series part 2. We're going to bend in our knees, but keeping our shoulders stacked over our hips like we're sliding our back down a wall. Option to come halfway like I am, or as you can see, I'm going all the way, bringing my hips towards my heels. Keep your hips above your knees. If your knees come above your hips, then you want to come out of this a bit. Plug your shoulders onto your back and then press into your big toe mounds to help you balance. Inhale, come back up and then come onto your full foot. Go ahead and bring your big toes to touch and then your heels wide. Exhale, awkward series part 3. Bend in your knees and then your heels will start to rise. So you're squeezing your inner thighs towards each other as your heels rise. Press into your big toes as you come down. Maybe you only come down halfway like I am. Maybe you go down all the way. If you're leaning forward, draw your shoulders over your hips again. Again, squeeze into your inner thighs to help you balance. Keep breathing. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let your hands come to your sides. Let's go ahead and reset. Inhale, up to mountain pose. Exhale, baby back bend. Goal post your arms, send your hips forward. Inhale, come back up to mountain. Exhale, forward fold, release in your spine. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Press deep into your hands to feel your shoulders fire up. Feel your entire back line opening. Send your navel towards the back of your spine to keep your hips in line with your shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead and take some knee bends just to help you bring a little bit more opening to your hamstrings and just feel your entire body just really generating warmth here. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg up high. Exhale, low lunge. Foot comes in between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana. Go ahead and open up your arms to 3 and 9 o'clock. Lunge in that front right knee as you press deep into your back left foot. Squeeze your shoulders onto your back here to feel your chest open up. Face your palms towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, hot triangle. Right arm down, left arm reaches high at 12 o'clock. Option to bring your hand to a block like I am here, just to bring the ground a little bit higher so you can press your hand in. It also gives you a little bit of leverage to help bring your right arm against your right leg. On your next inhale, reverse warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana. Go ahead and stretch your right arm up and back. Your palm is facing towards your face as you stretch your right hand back. Think more side bend versus back bend. On your next exhale, warrior 2, just for a moment. And then inhale, star pose. Open up towards the left side of your wall. Heels pointed in, toes pointed out. Maybe you rock your hips a little bit side to side. Exhale, horse pose. Hands come to heart center as you sink your hips down. Squeeze in your glutes to help draw your knees open. Keep your knees tracking with the middle toes of each foot. Maybe you stay centered or maybe you go a little bit right to left. Whatever you do, just feel yourself opening here. And then inhale up to star pose. Bring the edges of your feet parallel to the edges of your mat. Bring your arms out to a T. On your next exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Option to bring your hands down to the mat or maybe bring your forearms to a block like I am. You can also reach for your ankles or your shins to help draw your head more in between your legs. Really breathe here. Let your neck hang. Don't worry about holding up any kind of tension in your neck or head. Just breathe here. Beautiful. Using your core strength on your next inhale, rise all the way back up. And then bring your palms a touch, cross one thumb over the other. Heel toe your feet in a little bit closer together. And then go ahead and pivot towards the front of your mat again. Your right foot is in front. On your next exhale, bring yourself into hot pyramid. Let your hands come down towards the mat and then release them once they reach. Go ahead and tuck your chin in towards your chest. Send your forehead towards your knee. If your forehead is nowhere near your right knee, then bend in your right knee to bring it closer, really compressing the right side of your torso, helping to bring some compression in, and at the same time, feel a huge stretch in your right hip and in your right hamstring. Keep breathing here and then bring your palms back to touch. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release your hands behind you, interlace them for a bind. Inhale, draw that bind down your back, and then exhale, toppling tree. Your left leg is gonna get light and come up as your torso starts to hinge forward. Eventually, you'll release your hands, bringing them down to the mat for standing splits. Dial your left toes down towards the ground, and then squeeze your left glute to help bring that leg up. On your next exhale, low lunge to the back of your mat. Inhale, lift your right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, now we got the left side. Let's do it. Inhale, lift that left leg up high. Exhale, low lunge, foot in between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, spin your back foot flat, lunge in your left knee. Look down at that left knee. Make sure your left knee is in line with your left middle toes. Press down into the back edge of your right foot, the pinky edge of it, and see if you can bring a little bit more of a lunge to that left leg. Reach your left arm forward, palms facing towards the right side of your mat, and then exhale, hot triangle on the left. Left arm down, right arm up. Option to bring that left forearm either to your inner thigh like I'm demoing, or you can let your left arm be on the inside of your left leg to help draw your chest open towards the right side of your mat, maybe even towards the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stretch that left arm up and back. Again, think more side bend than back bend. Keep the lunge in that left knee as you press deep into your back foot to help you stretch long in your left side body. On your next exhale, warrior two just for a moment, and then inhale, star pose again. Go ahead and wiggle out those hips a little bit, side to side. Exhale, horse pose, hands to heart center, drop your hips down. Option to stay here or bring your hands to the inside of your thighs and then hinge forward. Exhale, drop your right shoulder down towards the center. Really get a nice shoulder stretch here. Inhale, back to center, drop your opposite shoulder down this time. Beautiful. Go ahead and take a couple more rounds. Just even yourself out. You can go as deep as feels right to you. You know your limit. This is just me trying to help guide you to get your fullest expression. When you've evened out, inhale, come back to star pose, and then parallel the edges of your feet to your mat. Tee out your arms. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana on the left side this time. You can have your hands wherever you'd like. Option to come down to your forearms even if you don't want to use a block. Just bring more weight to the balls of your feet if you can in this round, just to help your hamstrings open up a little bit more. Just feel yourself stretch a little deeper. Keep using your inhale to help you release. Feel yourself just come into full expression. Bring your arms out to a T. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Palms come to touch again. Cross opposite thumb on top as you heel toe your feet a little bit closer. And then pivot towards the front. Inhale. Exhale, hot pyramid on the left this time. So as you send your chin to your chest, your forehead is coming towards your left knee this time. If you need to, bend into that left knee to help you get it a little bit closer towards your forehead. Feel the left side of your torso being completely compressed here, but keep breathing. This is good for our bodies. We're helping to flush out toxins, helping to really release, not on just a physical level, but also even on a mental, emotional level as well. Keep breathing here. On your next exhale, bring your hands back to touch, and then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release your hands, coming to a bind behind your back. Inhale, lengthen that bind down. Exhale, toppling tree left side this time. So your right leg is lifting as you're starting to hinge forward, firm in that standing left leg. And then exhale, let your hands come down to the mat for standing splits. Keep your right toes pointed down towards the ground. Squeeze in that right glute to lift up. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge to the back of your mat. Bring that right foot to the mat behind you. Inhale, sweep your left leg up high to the sky, down dog kick. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a couple breaths, recenter. Okay, let's do some breath to movement now. Inhale, lift your right leg up high. Exhale, low lunge, foot in between your hands. Inhale, warrior two, lunge in that right knee. Exhale, hot triangle, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, stretch that right arm up and back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hot triangle, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in, deep breath out. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms up high. Exhale, standing, resting, Samastiti. Coming into some standing balancing. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Bring your right knee up in line with right hip. Exhale, eagle pose. Wrap your right arm underneath your left, coming from a double bind, and then cross your right leg over your left. Squeeze in your inner thighs to help you balance. Bend in your left knee to send your hips down and back. See if you can bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders. And then inhale, come back up to one-legged mountain. Bring your right hand out to the side. Catch the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Face your left palm forward. Exhale, standing bow. Kick your right foot up and back as you start to lean forward. If you open up a little bit to the right, that's okay. Inhale, rise back up to one-legged mountain. Exhale, standing, resting. On your next inhale, one-legged mountain, left knee up in line with left hip. Exhale, eagle on the left. Bring your left arm underneath your right, coming for the double bind, and then cross your left leg over your right. Squeeze in your inner thighs, draw your left hip back in line with your right. Send your hips down and back. Beautiful. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, one-legged mountain pose again, left knee up. Bring your left hand out to the side. Catch the inside, the arch side of your left foot. Face your right palm forward. Exhale, standing bow on the left side. Kick that left foot up and back. Maybe you start to lean a bit forward. Pull your hand against your foot, but then push your foot into your hand. This is going to give you balance. Squeeze in that right glute, your standing legs glute. Inhale, rise back up to one-legged mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back up to mountain, reach your arms up high. Exhale, back bend, beautiful. Inhale, come back up to mountain. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Reset a bit here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. Come up high on the balls of your feet as your fingertips come down towards the ground. Curl your chin in towards your chest and then send your forehead towards your knees for some compression here. Just really stretch through your back line, especially after the standing back bends that we just did, those standing bows. Maybe wrap one forearm around your legs, maybe another. And then bring your hands flat to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, we're coming into the home stretch. Inhale, lift that right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, half pigeon on the right. Bring your right shin behind your hands. Your right knee is coming up towards your right hand. Look back at your left leg. Make sure your left toes, ankle, and leg are in one straight line. Take an inhale. Feel your hips settle here. Exhale, option to come to your forearms for reclined half pigeon. Ekapada Raj Kapotasana. Let your head hang here. Don't even hold up your neck. Just let everything hang. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Feel your torso sinking towards the mat. Whatever intention that you set at the beginning of our practice, just really hone into it here. On your next inhale, come back up high in your hands, tuck your back toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take any hip circles or scorpion tails that you need just to reset. And then inhale, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, half pigeon on the left. Bring that left shin behind your hands. Looking back at that right leg, make sure your right toes, ankle, and leg are in one straight line. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, recline half pigeon on the left. Ekapada Raj Kapotasana. Option to come onto your forearms or stay up high like I am. I'm kind of going in between because this is better for me for my left side. Keep breathing. Anytime you start to feel your breath hitch up, just really feel yourself take deep inhales and exhales intentionally. Come back up high on your hands if you're reclined. Tuck your back toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take deep bends into one knee and then the other. And then on your next inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down all the way to your belly. Maybe you come onto your knees before you do like I am. Go ahead and bring your hands next to your lower set of ribs. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other and press the tops of your feet into the mat. On your next inhale, lift your chest forward and up as you squeeze your back line to rise up into cobra. Little to no weight in your hands. Maybe your hands even hover. Deep inhale, hovering on your hip points. Let yourself exhale. Beautiful. Keep breathing. And then exhale, lower down, belly resting. Let your hands come long by your sides. Just take a moment just to resettle. We're coming into our peak pose, the focus pose of the week. Full locust, Viparita Salabhasana. So we're going to flip our palms to the mat and then we're going to start to shimmy our arms underneath us, trying to bring our pinkies to touch as much as possible. We're really pinning our arms into the mat, bringing our chin to the mat at first while we do single leg. On your next inhale, single leg locust on the right. Point your right toes up and back. Curl your fingers in towards the mat as you try to send your right foot up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift your left foot up, single leg locust on the left. Really use your bicep strength to help you recruit here and channel into your hamstrings. Keep your hips squared towards the mat. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and wiggle your hands together underneath you. Bring your mouth to the mat this time. Protect your neck muscles. And then on your next inhale, full locust. Point both sets of toes up and back. Bring your legs into the mix. Squeeze your thighs towards each other. Bicep curl your fingers, your hands into the mat to help you lift. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and gently release your hands out from underneath you, releasing the compression here. Do some windshield wiper legs. Bend in your knees. Send your legs to the left and to the right just to release in your low spine. All right, from belly resting. On your next inhale, go ahead and come up to a tabletop and then come long ways or sideways on your mat. We're coming into seated separate leg forehead to knee. So bring your left leg out to the side, bring your right foot in towards your pelvis. Inhale your arms up high and then exhale, twist towards your left leg and fold down. Coming into Janu Shirshasana. Hands can come to your toes or even your ankle or your shin. Just really press your right glute into the mat. Feel your right side body lengthen. Maybe on your exhale, you twist and fold a bit deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up, and then go ahead and switch out your legs. Your right leg comes out long to the side as your left foot comes in towards your pelvis. Inhale your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, twist and fold over your right leg, Janu Shirshasana on the right side. Hands can come wherever they can reach. Don't worry if you can't grab for the ball of your foot. Press your left glutes into the mat and then feel your left side body lengthen. Inhale, rise back up, and then go ahead and come to facing towards the top of your mat. Bring your legs out long in front of you, and then go ahead and reach your arms up high to the sky. Take an inhale here. Exhale, seated forward fold. Let your hands either come to your toes, your ankles, your shins, wherever. Press your glutes into the mat and then just feel your spine decompress here. Don't worry about having a flat back. Just let yourself decompress. Let your neck hang here for a little bit. Just breathe. Deep breaths in and out. Inhale your arms back up, and then exhale, come onto lying on your back. Maybe you let yourself lower on slowly to your back, one last little bit of core. And then once you are on your back, go ahead and let your right knee come in towards your chest, wrapping your hands around your right shin for half wind relieving pose. Really bring your right thigh onto your torso, and then exhale, supine twist. Draw your right knee over towards the left as your right arm comes out long to the side. Look over your right shoulder. Just feel this twist coming from your upper spine. Nice little internal massage for your organs. Beautiful job. As we're coming into our surrender postures, just really sink in here. Inhale, bring your leg back to center and then let it come onto the mat. Inhale, bring your left knee into your chest for half wind relieving pose on the left side. Really draw that left knee in, compress the left side of your torso, and then on your next exhale, supine twist, let your left knee come over towards the right. As your left hand comes up to about 1 o'clock, if you're looking at a clock, look over your left shoulder. Let your hips be stacked here, keeping your shoulders flat on the mat. Just really breathe into this, helping to open up and release and break up any toxin deposits still left here in your side bodies. Beautiful. Keep breathing here. And then inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and grab for the outside or inside edges of your feet for happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Really try to press your tailbone into the mat, your low spine. As you do that, that's going to really help your hips to open up here. You're going to feel this in your hamstrings. The more you try to keep your spine on the mat, the better. On your next inhale, ball pose. Draw your knees in towards your forehead. Squeeze everything in. One more inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. Welcome to your rest. Great job, everyone. You did so good.
Amazing job. Way to take what you need and to help yourself to open up, to release, and reset. No Shavasana. Instead, just go about your day. After you take the next 10 to 30 seconds, just take at least one deep, long breath in and out. And if that felt really good, maybe you take a few more. Who knows? Just take what you need here to let yourself reset, restore, and really be able to hone in on the restorative practices that you used to get you up and moving during this flow, so that you can take them off your mat as you get up and moving throughout your day.